Peace world, what is good? So 2022 is here. Like I had mentioned in a previous video, where we're starting to see fights materialize. Uh, Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez looking like April 30th. And we got the Spencer Nugas fight kind of looking as if it's being negotiated, I guess. But one fighter, I think a lot of the boxing fans and even some of his fans and fans alike, I think the one fighter that we're really eager to see what kind of direction he takes in 2022 is Gervonta Davis. Okay, and when we look at the lightweight division, as stacked as it is right now, the one thing that we're looking at when we're trying to make fights, and obviously for us that understand the current boxing paradigm as it concerns who does business with who. Gervonta Davis, at least in the immediate, is kind of like you have a circle of promoters, fighters that look like fights can be made. Like it doesn't seem as if like Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, though they've mouthed off to each other, you don't, and historically they've worked with each other even in recent years. So when you're looking at guys like Devin Haney, we've already seen Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko fight. They're obviously, that's the same umbrella. George Kambosos now obviously being the now unified, undisputed, whatever. You take your pick. Lightweight champion beating Teofimo. And then you got Ryan Garcia. But again, I'm not going to sit here and explain everything to you guys, because if y'all are watching here, you know how things are. But you can see where fights there can materialize. Now, we did hear that Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia was being literally negotiated and didn't pan out. But I feel Gervonta Davis, because who he's tied to, and I'm going to say this, and people may agree or disagree with me, but for better or for worse, okay? I've mentioned my opinions about like Floyd being sometimes taking the spotlight away from Gervonta Davis, who again, guys, is hitting like 28 or getting close to. He's not a kid anymore. I feel like he's potentially in a situation where he may be the guy outside of the bubble watching these guys fight, making money, while they're trying to create these kind of matchups for Gervonta Davis, where when you really peel it back, guys, I mean, he doesn't have a legitimate world title. So you start to ask yourself, are Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather looking at the winner of whoever Kambosos picks, whether it's Lomachenko or Devin Haney? I'm going to lead towards Devin Haney. But in my opinion, okay, Gervonta Davis he has the makings of being a superstar. I'm not one of these people that dogs him as far as like, oh, he's got a lot of flaws and whatever. Does he have some flaws? Yeah. But I'll tell you, even in the Isaac Cruz fight, he showed me stuff that I was like, wow, he's learning how to fight on the back foot. He's becoming a really good counterpuncher. He's tough. He could take a punch. Have y'all seen Tank hurt yet? You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes people want that. And I'm not one of those people. All I've said, and this is with everybody, the best gotta fight the best. Okay? And for Gervonta Davis, and Floyd gotta know this, because Floyd went down this road. But he's trying to be Hove. Like, I did it so y'all don't have to. But nah, man, that's not the way it works. Tank still got to have a career. He's still got to have his career and fight his contemporaries. Floyd did it, okay? And he's a prime example of what happens when you do reach that point. When you beat the Corraleses, when you beat the Castillos, when you beat the Chop Chops. You know what I'm saying? Like, those wins, Gennaro Hernandez, Angel Manfredi, like, those are like feathers in your cap. Those are like bullets in the chamber. That when he got to De La Hoya, And granted, yeah, like that wasn't like an easy fight, but Floyd beat him. But again, man, like Floyd became a superstar, but he put the work in against top level guys. He stopped Diego Corrales in a fight that Floyd was like a 2-1 underdog, and people were thinking like that Corrales was gonna knock him out. Tank has not been in that kind of fight yet. Like they try to draw that for you. You know, Mario Barrios was a big, 140 pounder, right? But is that like still like the same fight as if he were to fight Teofimo Lopez last year at 135? Like, you think the Barrios fight is harder? You see what I'm saying? Like, it really does matter who you fight, and I think Gervonta Davis is ready. Like, it's not like people gotta stop looking at him like a prospect, because I feel Floyd and Ellerbe, and it's not Tank. And you notice I'm not blaming Tank. I'm not saying it's him. But I feel they're still they're feeding us a version of Tank that they're trying to paint as this future pay-per-view star. But man, he's 20 years old. And he's a quote-unquote 3-division world champion, which, they got to start. I've been saying this. They got to start rolling the dice with him. Because I think all those guys I mentioned, whether you're Tio, whether you're Lomachenko, whether you're Ryan Garcia, whether you're Kambosos or Haney, again, there's some of those guys I would favor to beat Tank, but Tank has a shot in every one of those fights. Every one of them. But, like, are you going to, like, wait till, like, all those guys fight and then you fight the guy? Tank's not that big of a star yet, man. Him beating those guys and getting in those fights is going to elevate his star status, man. But I'll tell y'all this, man. Me and Train talked about this. I'm saying this again. I don't think it's Tank. I think Tank and his and his team, I think they want to fight these people. It's, again, man, I'm not trying to point fingers, but y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, do you think it's based on how we see leading into fights, post-fights, do you think Tank is running the ship, or is it who you think it is? So the people it's really Floyd and Ellerbe that need to be pressed, because I feel at some point there's going to be this. Because I think Gervonta wants these fights, man, but I think Floyd, for whatever reason, man, they want to keep things in the house, but you can't really, they're gonna stun his career. If that persists. I hope I'm wrong and they say, all right, let's do it. Because my thing is, I think they should really target the winner of whoever Kambosos fights next. But you can't, like, oversell yourself and say, well, I'm tied to Floyd. Meaning, like, Floyd and Ellerbe, like, they got to be fair, man. They got to be fair. It's Gervonta Davis, not Floyd Mayweather. I'm going to say, again, people may disagree with me, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But from my recollection, Tank's pay-per-views in the last 3 fights have gone down. Am I right or am I wrong? But if you fight one of these guys, and of course there's going to be a demand for that, but you got to pay that guy too. Like, that guy needs to get paid as well. That's all I'm saying. But it's the risk versus reward factor. And again, Tank is ready. Regardless if you think he could beat these guys or not, or whether whoever it is, they would make for big fights, but I think he's ready. And imagine he wins any one of those fights, let alone by knockout. Imagine that's you want to talk about ascension? There you go. There you go. And I think he could do it. That's the thing, man. Like, I wanna see Tank in those fights, because I think he has a good chance of winning all of those fights. We just got to see it, man. We can't too much of this, but we got to see it. That's all I'm saying. So let me know, man. Is Tank ready? Who do you have him beating at lightweight? Who do you have beating him at lightweight? comment section. So like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. At Guard Your Girl Boxing on Instagram, Roberto _Flack on Instagram. So let me know what you think, man. I'm out.